As the years went by, the legend of the witch's curse spread beyond the small town and into the surrounding areas. People whispered of a powerful spirit that haunted the graveyard, seeking revenge on those who dared to disturb its rest. Many brave souls attempted to put an end to the curse, but they all failed. Some never returned from the graveyard, while others returned only to be consumed by madness. Sarah's family, unable to accept her tragic fate, decided to investigate the curse themselves. Her father, John, was a successful businessman who had always been skeptical of the supernatural, but after the death of his daughter, he became convinced that there was something more to the curse. He consulted with experts, researched ancient texts, and even reached out to spiritualists. But no one could offer a solution to the curse. One day, John received an unexpected letter from a young archaeologist who had heard of his plight and was determined to uncover the secrets of the ancient tomb. He was convinced that the curse was nothing more than a myth, and that the key to unlocking the mystery lay within the tomb itself. John, desperate for answers, agreed to fund the archaeologist's expedition and joined him on his journey to the graveyard. The archaeologist, whose name was Jack, began his excavation, and soon he discovered a hidden chamber deep within the tomb. Inside, he found a journal belonging to the witch, filled with her thoughts and musings. As he read through the journal, Jack began to understand the true nature of the curse. He discovered that the witch's real name was Elizabeth. She had been wrongfully accused of witchcraft and buried alive by the villagers. Her spirit had been seeking revenge on the descendants of those who had wronged her. As they read through the journal, John and Jack learned that Elizabeth was a kind and gentle woman who had lived in the village many years ago. She had been a healer and had helped many of the villagers with her knowledge of herbs and medicine. However, one day a young girl from the village fell ill, and despite Elizabeth's best efforts, she died. The girl's parents, consumed by grief and unable to accept the death of their child, blamed Elizabeth for their daughter's death and accused her of witchcraft. They convinced the other villagers that Elizabeth was a witch and had killed the girl with her dark powers. The villagers, gripped by fear and superstition, demanded that Elizabeth be put to death. Despite her protests of innocence, she was arrested, tried, and found guilty of witchcraft. Elizabeth was buried alive in the tomb, her spirit doomed to wander the graveyard for eternity, seeking revenge on the descendants of those who had wronged her. Jack, moved by Elizabeth's tragic story, realized that the only way to break the curse was to make amends for her death and give her the proper burial she deserved. He arranged for a ceremony to be held at the tomb, where the villagers apologized for their ancestors' actions and gave Elizabeth a proper burial. With the curse finally broken, the spirits of Elizabeth and Sarah were able to rest in peace. And the villagers, who had lived in fear for so many years, were finally able to return to the graveyard without fear. From that day on, the graveyard was no longer a place of darkness and fear, but a place of peace and remembrance, where Elizabeth's spirit could finally find rest. John, heartbroken by the loss of his daughter, but comforted by the knowledge that her spirit was at peace, decided to stay in the village and dedicate his life to